Patrick Hutzel from intensivecare.com with another quick tip for families in intensive care. So today's tip is about a question that we had from a client recently who, has their loved one in intensive care for long periods of time. And they're asking, how can they clear the pneumonia for their dad in ICU? How can they wean off the inotropes and the vasopressors, which is considered life support in intensive care? How can they clear the kidney failure or improve the kidney failure, and how can they wean him off the ventilator? And that's a question that many families in intensive care have. And, let's go through them one at a time. One way to clear an infection and pneumonia is with antibiotics, but also with ventilation therapy. In this case, the client has a ventilator and a tracheostomy, right? So that is one way to clear the infection. It's also important that you do regular pressure area care so that collapsed parts of the lungs are elevated. Sometimes it helps head up or head down. And obviously the right antibiotics, assuming it's a bacterial infection, or the right antiviral medication if it's a virus, or the right antifungal medications if it's a fungal infection, right? So that's number one. If the infection then comes down, that's also often a way to go down with the inotropes and vasopressors such as norepinephrine, noradrenaline, epinephrine, vasopressin, and a few others, right? Because they are considered life support as well. Now, other ways to get vasopressor or inotrope support down are to look at blood results. For example, if hemoglobin is low, hemoglobin is the red blood cells, then a blood transfusion might also help to get inotropes and vasopressor support down, right? So there's a number of things you need to look at, which is why I'm always saying when someone is in intensive care, it's like piecing together a puzzle. There's dozens of things happening simultaneously, and unless you understand how the body system works, and unless you understand all the moving pieces, you have no idea what you're looking for. And I have worked in critical care for nearly 25 years in 3 different countries, where I worked as a nurse manager for over 5 years in intensive care. And I've been consulting and advocating for families in intensive care since 2013 here at intensivecare.com. And we've been saving many lives, and you can verify that by looking at our testimonial section at intensivecare.com, or you click on our podcast section where we have done client interviews. Coming back to our questions today. So how do you then manage kidney failure? So this particular client's dad is on CRRT, continuous renal replacement therapy, also known as hemofiltration, right? And it often takes time for the kidneys to heal, right? Sometimes the kidneys kick back in again and will start making urine, and sometimes they don't. It's not a one size fits all, and unfortunately some patients after intensive care require dialysis for the rest of their lives. So it's also intensive case, you have to be patient. Unfortunately there are sometimes no magic tricks, and it's just time that will help to get people from point A to point B and improve their condition, right? My advice is to talk to the renal specialists as well here. Next, how do you wean then your dad off the ventilator and the trach? Obviously the infection needs to be cleared first, right? Inotrope and vasopressor support needs to come down, right? And then, needs to be stopped altogether. And then you can start focusing on ventilation weaning. And in this particular case, our client's dad was already making headway with weaning off the ventilator. They were already making progress, but then the infection hit, and now and that's also another thing in intensive care. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
In 600 meters, right? Use the left 3 lanes to turn slightly left onto Calder Freeway.
Patience is critical here, and I also know that intensive care teams are often not very patient, right? They work on their own timelines, which are often based on bed management
Use the left 3
strategies.
lanes to turn slightly left onto Calder Freeway.
Bed management strategies, they're based on their
Signs for State Route
finances.
40,
They're not often based on the best interest of the patient.
Continue on
if they think
M79 for 122 kilometers.
if they think they're losing money on a patient, then you often get the doom and gloom, and you get told, oh well, it's not in the best interest for your family member to live, it's in the best interest for them to die. I mean, that's just bollocks, that's just a whole lot of nonsense. And then you get the doom and gloom talk when the finances no longer make sense for the ICU, when they look at the business case, which is very demoralizing and it's very sad, but at least you now know the forces at play and you can counteract them. That's what we've been doing from day one here with very good results. Once the infection is clear, once inotropes have been weaned, then they need to start mobilizing your loved one, right? Need to start mobilizing them and have a weaning plan. There are so many clients we are working with and have worked with over the years that the ICUs have no weaning plan. They're just dabbling around, and there needs to be a weaning plan. There needs to be a method in going from point A to point B, and all the successful weaning cases that I've seen over the years all starts with a weaning plan, and then following through on that weaning plan. And of course, if it doesn't work, making changes, like I said, it's often 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But if there is no weaning plan, your loved one stands a very low chance to ever be weaned off that ventilator. So I hope that helps. And because we're getting so many questions for families in intensive care every day, that's why we created a membership for families of critically ill patients in intensive care at intensivecarehotline.com. You can click on the membership link and you can come become a member there, or you go to intensivecaresupport.org directly. In the membership, you have access to my team and to me 24 hours a day in a membership area and via email, and we answer all questions intensive care related. In the membership, you also have exclusive access to 21 ebooks and 21 videos that I've personally recorded and written, and those videos and ebooks will help you to steer this incredibly difficult territory that is intensive care. And it'll help you to make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power, influence, making sure your loved one gets best care and treatment. Remember, when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care, it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation that you can't afford to get wrong. If you do get it wrong, many families contact us 12 months later after they've lost a loved one in intensive care, and then they're starting to do their research. And then all of a sudden they realize, oh, they've gone down the wrong path, but now it's too late. So you can't afford to get it wrong. I also offer one-on-one consulting and advocacy over the phone, Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. I talk to you and your families directly, but I also talk to doctors and nurses directly. And I ask all the questions that you haven't even considered asking when talking to doctors and nurses directly. And once again, I'll make sure you make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power and influence, all leading to your loved one getting best care and treatment. I also represent you in family meetings with intensive care teams. We also offer medical record reviews in real time so that you can get a second opinion in real time. And we also offer medical record reviews after intensive care if you have unanswered questions, if you need closure, or if you are suspecting medical negligence. And all of that you get at intensivecarehotline.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or send us an email to support@intensivecarehotline.com with your questions. If you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families in intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell. Comment below what you want to see next, what questions and insights you have. Share this video with your friends and families. I also do a weekly YouTube live where I answer your questions live on the show. If you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel or a subscriber to our intensivecarehotline.com email newsletter, then you will get a notification there. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.